So you probably remember when Donald Trump had this to say.
I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? It's like incredible.
So this came up again today during a confirmation hearing for Jennifer Mascott, a Court of Appeals nominee in the Third Circuit, someone who's never lived in the Third Circuit, but nevertheless has been nominated for a lifetime appointment. It came up when I asked her about the Supreme Court immunity decision. She had testified in the past that she thought that immunity was a modest immunity, and I wanted to find out just how modest did she think that immunity was. After all, the Supreme Court said in that opinion that in areas of the president's core responsibilities, such as the Justice Department or the military, his immunity, far from being modest, was absolute. So I asked her in the first instance what she thought of an argument that had been made by the Solicitor General, the now Solicitor General, John Sauer, during the court case that led to that immunity decision, when he argued that the president could use SEAL Team 6 to kill a political opponent and still be immune from liability. This was the specific question asked by the Court of Appeals judge of John Sauer, and his answer basically was, yes, if the Republicans didn't impeach him, then he would be immune from criminal liability. So I asked the nominee, is that your view too? Could the president use SEAL Team 6 to kill a political opponent and be held harmless? Here's her answer.
If the president were to order SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political opponent, would he be immune? His answer apparently was yes, unless the president's party was willing to impeach him first. Is that your view as well? Would he be immune from prosecution for using the military to assassinate a political opponent?
Well, Senator, as a lower court judge, I'd be fully bound by Supreme Court precedent. On that particular question, and this is one reason I addressed the opinion as modest, the opinion addresses only portions of presidential immunity. It specifically is addressing criminal immunity.
I asked you a specific question. Would the president be immune from prosecution if he ordered SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political opponent? No.
Senator, under the Supreme Court precedent on that question, the Supreme Court has specifically not answered it.
Is that a difficult question? Is that an open question in your view?
Well, Senator, under the contours of Trump versus United States, which deals with criminal immunity, I'm not sure that it fully answers all of the political mechanisms that would be in place to address and keep such a horrific situation from ever occurring.
So you're unclear as to whether a president could be prosecuted for that. Is that what you're saying? You don't know the answer?
Well, I think what I'm saying is that within the particular contours of criminal immunity discussed in that opinion, it addresses actually what is an official act. And so I think the first threshold question would be whether one could ever conceive of such a thing as an official act.
I don't want to filibuster my question. It's very simple. If the president tomorrow to order SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political opponent, in your view, is he immune from criminal prosecution absent an impeachment first?
If it's not an official act, a phrase that has not yet been fully defined,
if he's using the military to do it, which the court said he has absolute immunity when he deploys the military, is he immune or not?
Well, I don't read the court's decision to say that any use of the military outside of official acts comes within its immunity contours. And as this body knows, because of various drone strikes and other things.
So under the question I asked you, what's the answer, Professor? Yes or no? You're used to answering questions and asking your student questions. I'm asking you a very simple question. Yes or no? Is the president immune if he uses SEAL Team 6 to kill a political opponent?
Senator,
yes or no?
With respect,
okay.
I think the Supreme Court...
With respect, you're not willing to answer the question. Let me ask you a different question.
But I didn't stop there. I also asked her, well, what about this? What about all the billions that the president is raking in through his cryptocurrency schemes? If the president deliberately offered U.S. policy for sale to Gulf nations as long as they paid billions into his crypto schemes, would he get away with that too? Or would there be a way of holding him criminally liable? Here was her answer to that question.
It was recently reported that the president and his family made around $6 billion from the sale of crypto assets. Some of that money, much of that money, comes from the Gulf. If the president were to sell a foreign policy decision to a Gulf nation in exchange for a crypto donation, is he immune from prosecution for that?
Senator, I don't know anything about the situation that you are describing.
Well, but
As I have said,
you know something about the immunity decision. You said it was modest. I'm trying to determine just how modest you think it is. Can the president sell U.S. foreign policy to the highest crypto donor and have a get-out-of-jail-free card?
Senator,
Or is he liable for prosecution?
Senator, if I may, the Constitution has many constraints for all of us.
You don't want to answer that
Well,
question. Let me ask you a very different question.
And finally, I asked her, what about the president's deliberate use of the military in violation of the law and court order? If the president were to order the military to be used in ways that were clearly lawless, would he escape any kind of criminal liability? Here was her answer.
If the president were to use the military in direct violation of court order, deliberately, knowingly, blatantly use the military in violation of court order, is he immune from any liability?
Senator, as I said when I testified last September about the decision, the Clinton administration had an opinion.
I'm not asking about the Clinton administration.
But it's directly relevant that a president, the position of the Clinton administration is that a president,
I'm not asking
while
the position of the
serving,
Clinton administration. I'm asking your position, your view of the immunity decision, which you've described as modest. I'm trying to determine just how modest you think it is. You're unwilling to say a president can't kill an opponent and be liable. You're unwilling to say the president can't sell foreign policy of the United States for cryptocurrency. You're unwilling to say he can't do that and still be immune. My question is, can he use the military in deliberate violation of court order and be immune, yes or no?
Senator, you're asking very specific questions about whether our criminal justice system is the
Madam
forum
Chair,
to punish.
I yield back.
Now, the danger in all of this is not just that someone with those kind of radical views, someone who cannot even say that a president could be held criminally liable for committing a political assassination or selling U.S. foreign policy or misusing deliberately the military of the United States. The problem with this is, number one, we're likely to get a completely unfit nominee on the Court of Appeals for life. But number two, it sends a message that in today's GOP, as exemplified by this nominee, the president can literally get away with murder.